Hey guys, I'm Nisa Homey. Today I'm sharing a protein and fiber rich healthy thali. This healthy and nutrient rich thali does not contain rice or wheat. Ideal to include in diabetic diet or as a healthy and filling weight loss meal. So let's get started with the recipes. Into a bowl, I'm adding in half cup chopped methi leaves. Methi leaves are also known as fenugreek leaves. Into this I'm adding in 1 green chilli finely chopped. Green chilli you can increase or decrease as per your taste. 1/4 inch of ginger finely chopped and 4 to 5 shallots or small onions finely chopped. Now the reason why I use shallots or small onions in my recipes is that they are a good source of iron and folate. They are also rich in antioxidants. Half teaspoon pink Himalayan salt or as needed. 1/3 teaspoon jeera, also known as cumin seeds. 1/4 teaspoon turmeric powder. Today I am using Vigon turmeric which has high curcumin content. 1/4 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper powder. Black pepper helps in better assimilation of turmeric faster into your body. So try to always add at least a fat pinch of black pepper powder when you are using turmeric for better assimilation of turmeric. 1/4 teaspoon Kashmiri chili powder. 2 fat pinches of hing, also known as asafoetida. Jeera and asafoetida will help with digestion. With my hand, I am just mixing all this really well. This will help to release the moisture in the ingredients. By massaging the ingredients, the moisture in them will be easily released out. And when you squeeze, you can see the moisture has started to release out. This I'm adding in 1 cup of jawar atta, also known as sorghum. Jawar is a highly nutritious millet. It is completely gluten free. It helps to manage blood sugar levels, aids in good digestion. Jawar is also a good source of iron, and being a complex carbohydrate, jawar gets digested slowly, hence ideal for those with health issues like diabetes, PCOS and thyroid. The high phytochemical antioxidants in jawar helps to reduce inflammation in the body. Including millets in your diet will make sure that your meal contains fiber, protein, zinc, calcium, magnesium, niacin and folic acid. Remember that millets are an excellent source of folic acid. Next I'm adding in 1/3 cup raw jackfruit flour. Raw jackfruit flour has a low glycemic index. Now for those who are new to raw jackfruit flour, it is made from raw mature jackfruit. It is sun-dried and then powdered. The high fiber in raw jackfruit flour helps to keep you feel fuller for a longer time. Raw mature jackfruit flour helps to manage blood sugar levels. With my hand, I am mixing all this really well. Adding in half cup water little by little, and I am mixing it into a soft dough. And once the dough is mixed, it should be of spreadable consistency. That is, you should be able to spread the dough like this with your fingers. So this is the consistency you should be looking at. Also note that raw jackfruit flour does not contain gluten. Hence this is ideal for those who are trying to avoid wheat. And now I'm going to keep this aside. I'm heating my cast iron kadai with 1 tablespoon wood pressed coconut oil. Instead of wood pressed coconut oil, you can use any locally sourced wood pressed oils of your choice. Always remember that healthy cooking is all about using the right quality of oils. So try to use wood pressed oils in your diet for your better health. I have already sliced 5 shallots and 2 green chilies. Green chilies I have slit halfway through. Now instead of shallots or small onions, you can use half of an onion finely chopped. Once the oil is heated, add this into the kadai. Add in a sprig of fresh curry leaves. Give this a stir. Once the shallot starts to turn light pink or transparent, I'm adding in 1 cup of beans which I have sliced like this. Pink Himalayan salt as needed. 1/4 teaspoon turmeric powder. 1/4 teaspoon black pepper powder. Give this all a good mix. Once nicely mixed, add in a couple of splashes of water. Cover and allow the beans to cook on low flame. A couple of minutes later, open the lid. Give it a good stir. cast iron has high heat retention, hence it will get cooked really fast. Allow the beans to roast lightly for about 2 minutes on low flame. 2 minutes later, the beans has roasted lightly and is ready to serve. So I'm going to turn off the flame. Cooking in cast iron helps in better iron absorption. So try to cook at least one of your meal in a cast iron cookware if you have iron deficiency anemia. I have already cooked dal with 1 tomato, turmeric powder and salt. Give it a good mix. Into this I'm adding in 1/4 cup water or as needed. Add water as per your desired consistency. Turn on the flame and bring this to a boil. For tadka, I am heating my tadka pan with 2 teaspoons wood pressed groundnut oil. I have already sliced 3 to 4 shallots, 4 to 5 garlic cloves which I have finely chopped, 1 green chilli which I have slit, and 1/4 of ginger which I have chopped finely. Once the oil is heated, I am adding in 1 teaspoon jeera, also known as cumin seeds. Once the jeera splutters, reduce the flame to the lowest and add in 2 whole red chilies which I am breaking into small pieces and adding in. Next add in the sliced ingredients. 1/4 teaspoon hing, also known as asafoetida. 1/4 teaspoon turmeric powder. 1/4 teaspoon Kashmiri chili powder. 1/4 teaspoon coriander powder. Give it a good stir. Pour the tadka over the dal. Sprinkle in some fresh coriander leaves and cover. I am heating my cast iron tawa and I am greasing it with wood pressed gingerly oil. Gingerly oil is also known as sesame oil or till oil or nallenna in Malayalam. Once the tawa is heated, reduce the flame to the lowest and take a portion or a handful of the dough ball which we had already made and kept aside and place it in the center of the tawa and lightly press it down. Take some water in a katori and dip your finger in the water and spread it out into a round circle. Make sure you dip your fingers in water, only then it will easily spread out. And lastly, wet a spoon and level the top. Drizzle in wood pressed sesame oil. Cover and let it cook on low flame. Sesame oil has an amino acid called thyrosin. Thyrosin boosts serotonin which helps to fight stress and depression. It reduces inflammation inside the body, regulates fasting blood sugar levels. Sesame oil helps to balance hormones, hence ideal for those with hormonal issues like PCOS and thyroid. Open the lid and carefully flip it over. Flip it over and serve to a plate. Dal curry, beans, salad. I have some sliced carrots and shallots. Shallots or small onions are also a good source of prebiotics. And lastly, vegan curd. I have already shared 4 different vegan curd recipes. Please do check them out. And my healthy, nutrient-dense, filling thali is ready to serve. So guys, do try this healthy thali and let me know how it turned out. Today I'm sharing a fiber and protein-rich, healthy vegetarian thali. This nutrient-dense thali is a wholesome, healthy vegetarian meal for healthy weight loss and weight management, and ideal to include in diabetic diet, PCOS diet, or as a healthy meal in your weight loss journey. So let's get started with the recipes. I'm heating my pressure cooker with 2 teaspoons wood pressed groundnut oil. Once the oil is heated, I'm adding in half teaspoon jeera, also known as cumin seeds. 2 whole red chilies which I am breaking into half and adding in. 1/4 teaspoon hing, also known as asafoetida. Into this I am adding in half onion finely chopped, 1 green chilli finely chopped, 4 cloves of garlic finely chopped and 1/4 inch ginger finely chopped. Give it a good stir. Lightly saute the onions. Once the onions are lightly sauteed, add in half teaspoon roasted jeera powder, also known as cumin powder, half teaspoon Kashmiri chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric powder. Give it a quick stir. Add in 1 tomato finely chopped, 1 cup of pumpkin chopped. Pumpkin is also known as kaddu or mattanya in Malayalam. Give it a good stir. Into this I am adding in half cup tur dal, which I had soaked really well. So I am adding in this soaked and rinsed tur dal. Addition of jeera and hing also will help in good digestion, so try not to omit it. Now give this a good mix. Add in 2 cups of water. Pink Himalayan salt as needed. Cover and let it cook for 3 to 4 whistles. While the dal is getting cooked, let's make a gluten-free and nutrient-dense roti. To make the roti, into a bowl, I'm adding in half cup sprouted ragi flour. Into this, I'm adding in half grated cucumber, half onion finely chopped. I have finely chopped about 3/4 cup of green amaranth and I'm adding it into the bowl. 1 green chilli finely chopped and 1/4 inch ginger finely chopped. A pinch of asafoetida, also known as kayam in Malayalam. A pinch of turmeric powder. Half teaspoon jeera, also known as cumin seeds. A fat pinch of black pepper powder. And with my hand, I'm mixing all this really well. Instead of green amaranth, you can use any green leafy vegetable of your choice and which is in season at the place you live in. Now the reason why I'm using sprouted ragi flour is that once the ragi is sprouted, the vitamin C level tends to increase and leads to easy absorption of iron into the bloodstream. So try to use sprouted ragi flour in your diet. I'm adding in some water and with my hand I'm kneading it. I added 1/4 cup of water. And once nicely mixed, it should be of spreadable consistency. That is, you should be able to spread it with your thumb like this. So this is the consistency you should be looking at. Try to be a bit cautious when you are adding water. Sometimes you may not need 1/4 cup of water, as it will also depend upon the moisture content in the cucumber and in the green amaranth. I'm going to keep this aside. To make raw banana sabji, into a pan I'm adding in 2 to 3 teaspoons of wood pressed coconut oil. Once the oil is heated, I'm adding in half onion finely chopped. Give it a stir. Allow the onions to become transparent. Once the onion starts to turn transparent, I'm adding in 2 teaspoons Kashmiri chili powder. You can increase or decrease Kashmiri chili powder as per your taste. 1/4 teaspoon turmeric powder and give it a good mix. Into this I'm adding in 2 raw bananas which I have sliced. I had washed and rinsed the raw bananas thoroughly. Now did you know that raw bananas are a good source of resistant starch? Give this a good mix. Pink Himalayan salt as needed. 1/4 cup water. Cover and allow the raw banana to get cooked. Open the lid, give it a good stir. Lightly saute it for a couple of minutes and then turn off the flame. And my super healthy raw banana sabji is ready to serve. To make the ragi roti, I'm heating my cast iron tawa and I'm greasing it with wood pressed gingerly oil, also known as sesame oil, till oil or nallenna in Malayalam. I'm dividing the dough into 2 equal portions and I'm placing it onto the tawa. And with my hand, I'm lightly spreading it out into a round and thin circle. Drizzle in a teaspoon of wood pressed coconut oil. Remember that for healthy assimilation of fat soluble vitamins, you need to use a good source of healthy fat. So try to avoid refined oils and switch to wood pressed or cold pressed oils in your diet. Cover and let it cook. Now, leftover batter will stay good in the refrigerator for a couple of days. 2 to 3 minutes later, open the lid and carefully flip it over. Allow that side to get cooked as well. And once done, flip it over and serve to the plate. Let's check on the dal. With a potato masher, I'm lightly mashing the dal and the pumpkin. If you want your pumpkin dal curry to be slightly on the thicker side, you can reduce the quantity of water. The dal, once it cools down, will thicken slightly. So add water as needed. Lastly, I'm sprinkling in some coriander leaves and my pumpkin dal curry is ready to serve. Next, I'm making a vegan raita. Now, if you don't have any intolerance to dairy milk, you can use dairy milk curd. I'm using cashew curd. I've already shared 4 different vegan curd recipes. Please do check it out. Into this, I'm adding in 1 tablespoon grated beetroot, pink Himalayan salt as needed, 1 green chilli or as needed, and I'm giving it a good stir. Transfer the beetroot raita onto another bowl and garnish it with some chopped green chillis. And my quick and easy beetroot raita is ready to serve. Vegan beetroot raita, raw banana sabji, pumpkin dal curry, some extra coriander leaves for added flavor, ragi roti, homemade mango pickle, and my super healthy vegetarian thali is ready to serve. So guys, do try these recipes and let me know how it turned out. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care. Bye bye.